Okay, here we are for round two. This hand looks fine. We're going to go ahead and keep. Looks like they're playing first. And unfortunately didn't get a chance to check out the deck, but hopefully we'll be able to draw into a land here. This looks like a nice promising start. And we are just going to go ahead and drop down the Runeclaw Bear, just because we want to... Well, I mean, we could drop like the Stormfront Pegasus here to try to activate the Bloodthirst of the Crocodile. But I think that we want to trade with his Alabaster Mage, given the chance. Just because, I mean, Alabaster Mage is going to be trouble if we leave it alive. If it was like a regular 2-2, I probably would have played the Stormfront Pegasus there. But, Alabaster Mage can have a pretty serious effect on a game if he's left alone. We will definitely trade here. Looks like he has double Alabaster Mage, but he is stuck on land. So at this point, we could just drop down a creature. I think we're just going to drop a Manolith instead, though. And then next turn be able to drop Pegasus and Rampant Growth. If we can really take advantage of the land differential and really just, surge ahead, there's probably a fairly small chance we'll be able to deal with Pentavis. And the nice thing is that, pacifism does not work on Pentavis just because you can make all the Pentavites. And if his play is to just lifelink there, that is certainly fine with us. Okay, so here we're going to Rampant Growth, drop Pegasus. And then next turn we can drop like the Crocodile. Possibly even Spirit Mantle, just depending. Like, we could have gotten a different color land there instead of showing him that we've got 3 colors, but this way, I mean, if he has some way to kill a land, we've still got the extra color. So. At this point, I think he doesn't have enough mana to really take advantage of the Alabaster Mage. If he had attacked, I think we would just take it and then just drop the Crocodile. However, instead we're able to drop Vastwood Gorger, which we're definitely going to do. And hopefully we'll just try to seal this out with superior mana advantage. I mean, this way if he's got like a Doomblade or something, we can, then safely run out our Pentavis. Okay, so he's probably just going to, because like Assault Griffin, drop something like that here. Definitely not attacking into us. He's taking a decent amount of time on this play, so I'm not sure what he's considering here. I guess having some trouble. Huh. So I guess now we just bash in with these two, end up dropping Crocodile and the Sacred Wolf, and then we set up the Spirit Mantle for the next turn. Should be good to go. Okay. Must have a trick here of some kind, maybe Incinerate, which is fine. You might also have like a Mighty Leap here. Given a choice here, we definitely want to kill the Alabaster Mage. So I think 3 and 2 looks fine. Yep, and he's got the Incinerate, that's fine. So he's kind of like a sort of mishmash of 3 colors. Could be that he's splashing red for just Incinerate, maybe like a Shock, possibly like a Fireball. Probably main black-white. And he does have the Tectonic Edge, so I'm very happy we got the mountain there. Did not expect to see that, but, in situations like that, it's always good just to make sure that you have all your bases covered just in case the random Tectonic Edge shows up. Here we're happy to drop our Spirit Mantle on the Sacred Wolf, and then just start bashing in. So we're in a pretty good spot at this point. Like, he has to have like Day of Judgment or something like that to, kind of come back out of this. Okay, maybe he's got the Fling. It's certainly possible. Does not have the Fling. Okay. Now, I mean, here we've got him dead in one more turn. We don't necessarily have to play the Penavus, just because, I mean, if we could hold back on a threat, it's probably worth doing, just because like, if he has Day of Judgment here, I mean, we could get blown out. Also, we don't want to show him our extra threat if we don't have to. So I think he's still just cold here. Yep. Okay. So probably splashing red for like active aggression, Incinerate. Black, white. What do we bring in? Probably bring in Celestial Purge. We could potentially bring in like Autumn's Veil. Most likely going to be bringing in Plummet. We did see, one flyer, so I think at this point it's probably a good idea to check out his last game, just to see kind of like what kind of deck he's running, what we're up against. If we see a number of flyers, then we can really, rationalize bringing in more, the Plummet. Okay, so he's got Divine Favor, Rock Egg, okay. He's got the Mages. pacifism. Okay. Chandra's outrage. So I mean, splashing black for Bloodseeker seems pretty terrible. But you know, I mean, he might have something else. We've still got a little bit of time here, about a minute. Okay, so you know, I haven't really seen enough flyers there to really bring in the plummet just yet. What else do we want? Probably naturalize. Like we did see a pacifism, we saw a divine favor. Stave off is fine. What else? What do we cut though? Probably cut crocodile. He's not blue. Anything else we want to cut here? I guess we'll just stay with stave off, just instead of the naturalized just yet. If we see, like, I mean, with this pacifism, divine favor, if we see like a third target for it, maybe then bring it in. But I think the stave off is just a little bit more versatile. I mean, we could potentially cut like a troll hide to bring in like the the naturalized. Since we went down to 14 creatures, it might have been right to take out a an aura at that point. Not 100%. Okay, so this hand looks pretty good. If we can get Thran Golem online with the Spirit Mantle, we've got to be in a good place. Got some nice early game, just to kind of set up the blocks. Luckily, he doesn't have too many threats coming out of the gates. Now, we did see like a Chandra's Outrage, we saw Incinerate, we saw Pacifism, so he's got a fair amount of removal. We can happily match his Griffin with our Griffin. At this point, though, happy to bash in just because, I mean, he might think we have Titanic Growth. I mean, there's always a chance he just doesn't block there. Since we don't really give anything up by doing it, it's worth doing. So at this point, just hoping we can end up, really. Okay, if he's got the shock here, I'm happy to trade. That's fine. Still no reason to pacify it just yet. I mean, we've got it under control with our Griffin. Guess we're just sort of sitting here. If we could drop a Spirit Mantle and start bashing in, but it might not be the worst play, honestly. Like putting Spirit Mantle on the Sentinel's not terrible. But at the same time, like if he just Chandra's Outrages it seems pretty bad. Or like pacifies it. I mean, there's a number of things he could do just to make it pretty awkward. Like, ideally, we just want to buy time until we can pick up some of our late game. We want to try to force him to use the removal. Like if he has like a Incinerate here, we can try to get him to use it. Yeah, but he's got the Incinerate, and that's fine. So now because we are at 4 mana. He's already used the Incinerate. He could still use the Chandra's Outrage. It may be worth just dropping the Mantle on our Runeclaw Bear here, just to kind of keep pushing. I mean, like, Thran Golem is so much better if we have Mantle. However, it's important to point out that we have a lot of other big threats to get into, so we do need to hit a few more land for that to matter. Not sure about the Mantle here. I think we just drop Pacifism and start bashing. And if we need to upgrade to Mantle, we can do that. I don't think that we need to do Mantle just yet. If we can get Mantle on Thran Golem, it is such a beating. I mean, 6/6 flying first strike trample has got to be just ridiculous pro creatures. Like here, we're happy to drop the. We can drop Griffin here, just to stop the potential Bloodthirst. We could also just drop Thran Golem and then just set it up for next turn, but honestly, like, I kind of want to drop Griffin so that if he has the Chandra's Outrage, he has to use it. Or like the Pacifism. Like, I want to try to drain him of threats before we, sort of go big with our Thran Golem. Okay, he's got the Divine Favor. So now we're definitely bringing in Naturalize if this goes to game 3. I think our play here is to just trade damage. Like, we could drop Spirit Mantle on our Rune Club. No. Seems wrong. I think we just drop Thran Golem, bash in for 4, trade some life, and make it happen next turn. Oops. Like, this way we can play Pegasus and Spirit Mantle next turn. Start swinging for quite an amount. Okay, so now that definitely just clinches our play, for sure. So like here he gets us to 12. We can race. We swing in for 10. Yeah, we're still winning that race. Like, if he's got pacifism, it's really good. But I think it's worth it to try to make this happen. So, like, we bash in everybody, get him to 8, put him dead on the table next turn if he doesn't have anything. So, I mean, here he basically needs us to not block, have a land, and incinerate and lava axe. And that's the match. Okay, so we will see you for round